What's up guys, Queen here, and today we're going to be looking at a Baiwei Earth-Shattering TW-1023. This guy is a knockoff version of the Studio Series 54 Megatron from Transformers 2007. The original figure has been racked up in price so high that's basically expensive than the retail price. But Baiwei has released the knockoff version of it a year ago. Originally, I was going to buy this guy after I bought the Black Mamba LS03. Check out the review links in the description. But due to personal issues, I have to postpone it until now. Let's take a look at the details first. The head sculpt itself is really nice, sculpted really nice. If you think the black specks here are paint chipping, no, these are actually part of the weathering. Even though it doesn't look like a weathering, it's still like a black spot. But still, I still appreciate the weathering and stuff like that. But I think this head sculpt carries from the Masterpiece figure. Correct me if I'm wrong, leave that down in the comments. And yeah, this looks nice. The eyes are painted nicely, and the mouth itself looks nice. It's really menacing. It looks like he's opening up his mouth, you know. But that's pretty nice. Down to the mechanical detail on the hand, the gold highlights is really nice. Also on the hinge over here, the mechanical details are nice. The chest also, so this chest has been redone, so it's not a complete knockoff because this chest is completely different than the original figure. The original figure uses the ROTF Megatron Studio Series 1, I forgot the number. Yeah, so they use that. Instead, this one uses the first one movie. I don't think this is based on the DNA design kit, but yes, let me know down in the comment section if there is some similarities to the DNA design kits throughout the whole review. So down to the feet itself, yeah, the feet itself is a bit sick for my taste, but because Megatron in the movie has some skinny legs, but because due to the way it transforms, I can understand this piece of kibble. Let's take a look behind the back. It does look nice. The wing over here is highlighted nicely with the gold colors, and you can see more in detail about the cable. Overall, I think I found this guy pretty good in terms of details. You may notice I'm using this chain right here. That's because it is part of one of his accessories, the chain itself. So as you can see, this is the chain that comes with it. It looks nice. In the original figure, it's not even painted and it's rigid. You can even flex it. This one is made out of the soft plastic quality, so it does bend kind of soft. And yeah, it does pretty nice. The sculpting is really nice over here, and we even have a swivel on the, I don't know what this is called. I think I'm just gonna call it the mace. The end of the mace has a rotation. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But that's not the only accessory that this guy comes with. In addition to the first hand, you get another one. So you have two. You can plug it to both hands if you are crazy enough. But in the movie, Megatron only uses one, which is on the right side. He only used it one chain which is on the right arm. But you did get some extra if in case you lose it. Why would you lose it? The next one is of course the instruction. As you can see, I think this is based on the original Studio Series instruction. There we go. It does. I think it does. I think it's very similar because the chest is based on the Revenge of the Fallen mod. So yeah, I think it's based on the Studio Series one. And then next we have his iconic fusion cannon from Transformers 2007. As you can see, this looks amazing. Like to the mechanical detail and all, everything is nice. So I'm just gonna remove the adapter first. We're gonna talk about the adapters in a minute. But for now, let's take a look at the detail. The whole highlights, the blue color is nice. It's really good looking. But of course, due to the way it transforms, you can have it extended. So you can recreate that scene where Megatron uses his fusion cannon and struck it into two hands and blows Optimus into a building. This is super nice. Super edition that isn't in the original figure. Only comes with this Baiwei one. I mean, to be fair, that's not correct. You can get the DNA design upgrade kit, but that's also overpriced as hell. But so yeah, if you buy the Baiwei one, you get this one for free, included actually, and it does look nice actually. The sculpting is really nice. The gold highlights and the blue colors on metal, very nice. But for me, this hinge is too floppy. It's too loose. Like you can just see, it's flopping. It's flopping around. It's a bit loose for my taste, and that's not the only loose thing in this figure. We'll talk about later. And finally, what I mentioned before, the adapter. So this adapter is supposed to go in Megatron's hand. So for example, if I take the fusion cannon over here, you can plug that in to his fusion cannon, and then you can plug it into this set of holes. The hand itself is, you can rotate it inside anywhere. There's a nub mark there. Fuck you. And you can insert is the shooting gun. It doesn't go all the way in. You can only hit it at a certain distance. But yeah, it does have a really cool look for Megatron itself. And of course, you get the last one, which is the double-handed one. So all you need to do, of course, is take out the fusion cannon and take out the adapter too. Put that to the side. So what I recommend for you to doing this is to just position the hand first. So position the hand first. Move your hands inward, both of them, and then just gently put one in the hand, like so. It's kind of hard to do. It's kind of tedious, but trust me, it's pretty worth it in the end. So I'm gonna rotate it like this. So once you're done, you just have to wiggle this, and maybe sometimes it can feel like you're gonna snap the plastic off, but yeah, you might want to be careful while handling this thing and not hold the hand. And there you go. Once it's in like that, you can bring out his fusion cannon, extend this guy up, release it, and you can plug this guy in, and there we go. An awesome look to an awesome iconic weapon from Megatron. Yeah, he's kind of tilting downwards just because I didn't pose this guy correctly, but you guys can play with it, pose it however you want, maybe recreate that scene with Optimus Prime, like I did. So yeah, it does look nice, look awesome. Of course, it's a bit tedious in a DNA design kit, but you have at least you have the options, And I told you before that this guy is a bit loose. Well, you cannot tighten this guy up. Is there any way to tighten up this spin joint over here? Is there any way to tighten it up? Leave me down in the comments. But you can tighten this guy up with using the screws, for some reason, if you want to. Yeah. So for me, it's a bit loose for that one. And that's not the only thing that's loose in this figure. You see what I'm saying? The legs. It is super loose. Just even a tug and it just comes undone. It's pretty loose, as you can see. If you're just tilting about it, it's pretty loose. But I'm not really that mad at it because you can adjust his tightness with a screw, and that's not the only part. You can adjust his shoulder on the side of here with the screws. But not every part of the body, the joint can be tightened. For example, the knee is a bit loose for my taste, but if I want to tighten it, there's using a pin. It's not a screw. So if there's any way to tighten them up, let me know. Yeah, so that's the only loose bit in the figure, in my opinion. But other than that, the figure is super solid. It's super solid. It holds up really nicely. The tabbing is super nice, and yeah, even with the loose hips, you can still kind of like stand this guy up. Because I think they just do because of the die-cast metal on the feet over here. It kind of holds the weight up, and of course the heel is posable due to transformation. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice in my opinion, and it holds its position real nice. We talk about the loose stuff, and let's talk about the gappy stuff. Oh my god, this guy is this guy doesn't look good from the side, and it's pretty gappy as all hell. But I mean, the original figure is also gappy. But when I talk about this is because this one is gappy due to the way this is a brand new sculpt on the chest and the head. The side profile becomes broken. It's not as good as it's not as natural. I mean, if you do extend it downwards like that, it does fix it. But of course, it looks goofy as all hell from the front. So I'd suggest that you play around with the hinge joint. As you can see, there's a hinge and a ball joint on the top. You play around with this, shift it downwards, and then you can kind of like act somewhat natural from the front. I'd rather have a somewhat natural looking Robotman from the front than the side, because this is where you'll be seeing Megatron most, which is from the front. You can see some nub marks throughout the figure. As you can see, there's one over there and some other parts that I cannot detect, but the nub marks are there and it exists, but it doesn't hinder with the transformation or the robot mode posability at all. I already talked about the hinge. Let's talk about the posability. Why not? We have a ball joint on the head, like I said before, and look up that far due to the way its hinge joint was designed, and look down that far. Like I said, play around with the hinge joint and the ball joint to get some even more posability, but I'm just gonna put it like this for now. You got a full 360 rotation at the shoulder, and the shoulder moves out. This one is a bit tighter than the left one, and you also have a bicep swivel. You have a bicep swivel over there. You have a bend at the elbow, 90-degree bend, and there's no wrist articulation. You can only move it inward. There's no wrist swivel. Nothing at the waist, which kind of sucks, but I can understand the transformation. The leg can kick up that far, and the leg kick can kick back that far. You also have pretty good spread. Pretty nice. Only wish if you could just hold. Like I said, you can tighten up yourself. Then you get a bend at the knee, way past 90 degrees, but it's still pretty nice, but it looks gappy. And then for the feet can move up and down due to the way it transforms, and the heel part can move also as well due to the way it transforms. But the most impressive thing is there's an excellent ankle pivot. It is pretty nice. Posability on this guy is super good. Not only that he has some amazing wide range of the ankle pivot, there's also a wide range of, you can do a lot of dynamic poses because of that ankle pivot. And of course the articulation itself sells up nice, despite it being some parts quite loose. You can still hold them into some pretty cool action poses. Overall, I think for robot mode this guy looks amazing, and yeah, I really appreciate the wide ankle pivot actually. And I think to the fact to do hinge was designed right here for the transformation, you can be able to move ankle that far, which is pretty nice. I really like it when the transformation can also play into the robot mode posability itself. It's pretty cool. And here for size comparison, here is my SS-54 Marvel Spider-Man PS4 knockoff version, my previous review, the Baiwei Weapon Master, and my Baiwei Star Leader. This guy looks amazing together with Star Leader. And you know I have to pose this guy with Optimus once I got it. Overall, I think it's pretty nice. I think the size stands up with Optimus Prime. It does look nice. And yeah, let's go transforming into the jet mode. Now we have his Cybertronian jet mode. This guy looks amazing. The transformation is intuitive, but it's not as intuitive on camera. But off camera, it is pretty intuitive and very, very satisfying. The taps just line up, it taps in, it's just felt satisfying and smooth. I really, really enjoyed it. Out of all three Baiwei figures, this one is my most enjoyable one. Even Optimus can't even hit that mark. But even so, I don't mean this as a Baiwei figure. I meant this as the Studio Series figures in general, because it is based on SS-54. In my opinion, this is the best feeling to transform out of the Studio Series so far that I have ever tried. So let's take a look at the mechanical. The weathering carries on into the whole jet mode. The wings have some nice weathering. There's a cat, and also the feet carries on. There's some more gold highlights, and also into the fin that looks really, really nice. But of course, the illusion of it looks trash from the front. You can see the robot mode. You can see the robot mode chest. But even so, you can pretend that it is part of the jet mode, because it's only based on the Cybertronian form, not based on Earth mode. So you can just pretend that it's accurate to the film somehow. So yeah, that's pretty good. Even the wings can move up. You can move up like both of them actually, and of course the fin can move up, and it looks really, really nice. I mean, you can move the hand, of course, like that. You do need to get a stand for this guy, because if you just kind of put it, it's not really that flat, as you can see. So for now, I recommend you just pull out the hands like this, and then it should kind of like help it out. No, not really. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, it does somewhat. It does kind of help somewhat, but not really. You do need to get a stand if you want to display this in a robot mode. And here he is alongside my SS-54 Spider-Man, Baiwei Weapon Master, and this guy is still don't wanna tap in at all this time. And Optimus Prime. I wanna transform this because I might break the hand again. So yeah, I love this jet mode. I love the robot mode. Both are amazing figure, and I would highly recommend for you to get this if you missed out on the original mode. You get the extra accessories, and you get the new chest. This is pretty much worth it, I guess, in my opinion, if you missed out on the original mode, because the price is pretty expensive. I would highly recommend this for you guys, and yeah, that's gonna be my review for the Baiwei Earth Shattering TW-1023. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.